What's up, everybody? Back out here today. Just wanted to bring you guys a new way that I just learned about to do the old petroleum jelly and cotton balls Firestarter. Everybody knows about that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way it's always been done, but I thought this was a convenient way to carry it and a convenient way to be able to use it and get it out of your pack. So the container is your good old empty deodorant sticks. Instead of throwing them away, use them as a container. And what we'll do is we'll melt the Vaseline in this jar on that stove, and we'll shred a bunch of these cotton balls up, stuff them down inside of this thing, pour the wax inside, or not really the wax. It wouldn't hurt to have some paraffin wax in it as well, but today I'm just going to do it with Vaseline. I'm going to go heavy on the cotton balls and just try to liquefy the Vaseline to saturate all those cotton balls with. And then when you push it up, and that once it solidifies and you push it up, you can take your knife and just scrape it off. It's already got the cotton fibers embedded in it. Scrape it off, light it with a ferro rod or with a lighter. I haven't done it yet with this method, but we're gonna do it together today. Stick around, let's do it. I'm gonna start the stove and get the Vaseline warming up inside of this old beans can. If it don't fall off, we'll see. Might have to shim it up. I'm on a crooked log as my workbench today. That's not bad if it'll stay. Use a little stick, maybe. To get this Vaseline out and into here. Now this is something you would prep and do before you went to the woods. You do this at home. I'm not in the woods really, I'm in my backyard. I'm just out here for the nature ambiance. The stick didn't work too well, let's go with the knife. I'll just clean my knife up when I'm done. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right. Wow, that was soft. Okay. Now, you might ask, why wouldn't you just use this? Well, reason being, you get the cotton balls in there, get the Vaseline in there, and you either got to get it out with your fingers or you got to find a stick to do it. I guess you get it out with your knife and get your knife as dirty as it will be coming out of this. I just think this is a convenient way to do it because you can just push up the amount you need, slice it off the top with a stick, with a knife, whatever. It's just a little more convenient. I did try this with the, I almost started to do this with a travel size deodorant stick, but right now I've got room for about that much of this cocktail in there. With the travel size, I only had about that much room. For some reason, the can was about this big, but it only had about that much volume in it where the little the plunger, pusher, whatever thing would go up and down. So I was like, we'll do it with a big one. It's a little more weight, but it's also more Firestarter. It'll last you longer. So let's do it. Got it set real low. Let that start warming up, and we will shred some cotton balls. I don't know that the shredding is necessary. I just thought it might be easier to cut a piece off of this mixture once it's solidified instead of dragging out a whole chunk of a cotton ball. You know, if it was a little smaller pieces in there. I'm gonna be real happy if this don't dump over. Now I could have added lighter fluid or paraffin wax, which paraffin would have been okay. That might have made this a little better. Could have added a little bit of diesel maybe, or any kind of flammable thing. But in keeping with the principle of multifunctionality, multi-purpose, I wanted to make this to where it was somewhat, I don't know what you'd say, food grade or medicinal, what could be used for that. So with it just being cotton and Vaseline, you would be able to use it for, whatever you wanted to. for cuts, burns, stings, I don't know, whatever you could come up with a good use for Vaseline for. Chapped boys on a hot, humid summer day. Whatever. You can use it for those purposes, doing it like this. And cool enough to handle already. Pour that baby in there. Hopefully it gets all the way to the bottom. I didn't think of that. Now I've seen this done with sawdust as well. Actually, that's where I got the idea from, was from another YouTuber. He used like chainsaw shavings and dust, and that will work fine, I'm sure, as well. I just wanted to be able to use something that was a little more readily available if you wanted to do this to prep. Some of you guys may not have chainsaws. I do. I could have made the dust, but just figured, you know, something you could grab from Walmart or the dollar store and do this quickly before you went on a trip. Everything's pretty readily available. There's that. It smells like Old Spice and Vaseline. We'll let that cool a little bit, solidify, and we'll test her out. Alrighty, we're back. I let it solidify for a little bit, let it cool. Here's what we got. So we can turn our little knob here, take that up or down, give us, you know, take that up or down depending on how much we want. And I haven't squared it off or nothing. That's just how it happened to solidify in there. So let's see how well this scrapes off the top. So what I thought was going to happen happened still. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's wanting to pull a whole big old chunk of cotton ball out. So we got a little more than we need there, but I guess in this instance we can just tear it apart, push it back in. We can use it later. Let's give that a shot. So you want to use those fibers to your advantage when you're doing this. Try to get some of those exposed. And there you go. Bob's your uncle. Probably gotta be a little gentle with it and kind of make sure your fire's able to climb up it until it all gets going. But once you get her going, take it off your knife, set it in your fire lay, and it should be pretty good. And there you have it. Based on a piece about that size and what I have done before, that right there should give you around 7 to 8 minutes, maybe 6 to 8 minutes worth of continuous flame, and it just makes it a whole lot easier to get your fire going. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.